Welcome back everyone to the 50 something Dasher channel, and in today's video I want to talk about a day where I did all Uber deliveries and completed 3 quests in one day and made over $200 in one day with Uber. Pretty crazy. So that's by far a record with Uber, and the first time that I've done, nothing but Uber since when I first started with them back in 2017. So, I'll just kind of run through the orders here, and there's only one order where I'm going to kind of tell a story about the order, but all the rest of them I'll just kind of run through it here and with the times, and you can see like how, what I did and what I completed to get these quests. So order number one was at 8 excuse me, 8:22 in the morning. Had a little bit of a late start because my wife and I started out on Instacart, and then I talked about that in the previous video. So a 12:04 Burger King. So $12 from 8:22 to drop that off at 8:47. Order number two was a $9 tropical smoothie. This one took me about 24 minutes on this one. Order number three. This is the one, guy. Actually, this, if you notice here, it says add a delivery and then two in parentheses. So this is orders number 3 and 4. Guys, I felt bad about this. I felt bad. I completely overlooked the fact that it was 2 orders. I just saw the Bob Evans and one customer. I looked at it too fast. I thought this was just one order. I get to Bob Evans, I give the customer's name, and they hand me a sack, and I go, and I'm off to the delivery. And it wasn't until I arrived at the customer, and I didn't really think much of it, but before I left the Bob Evans, it had me like confirm the pickup twice. I just kind of thought it was a glitch, that why I was doing that twice, but I was doing that for 2 different orders and wasn't realizing it. I don't know. But anyway, I don't put 2 and 2 together until I get to the customer, and then I see that I'm dropping off 2 orders from the same restaurant to the same customer. I was like, oh no. So, I mean, now on the breakdown of the 2 orders, it, like, for one of them, it said it said 2 items, the other one said 1 item. And the receipt that was on the outside of the bag, it had like quite a few items listed on the receipt for what was in that one bag. So I was hoping and praying that the store put both orders in one sack since it was going to the same place. And that very well may have been. I don't know for sure. But all I could do was drop off the one sack that I had and take 2 pictures of it. I mean, so, um, because this was like long distance, I wasn't going like clear back to Bob Evans to get the order and then come clear back. The customer would be wondering what I was doing. So I just crossed my fingers and hope that both orders were in the one sack. And I didn't hear anything back. So that's probably what was the case. But yeah, like I said, I felt bad about that. Did a couple Starbucks in a row, so a $6 less than 3 miles Starbucks. There you go. And this one wasn't too great, 763, 8 miles, but I'm going to be getting that quest. So if the miles, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. I'll take something that's slightly upside down. So that was order number 6. Here's my at 10:22, couple hours in, I've completed the first quest. So there's my now that very first one was from the previous Monday. So we're just looking at that second line here. Was the first quest completed on Sunday. Okay, then this is going to be order number 7. My first ever Three Brothers, $6, 2.5 miles. So the pretty straightforward. Had to wait a couple minutes inside the Three Brothers, but I had that delivered. Even with the wait, this only took 15 minutes, so can't complain with that. Um, then I get this. This is probably the best order of all of them. This $20 Five Guys had a little bit of weight here too, and you see that it's 11 miles. And so let's see. This took me 28 minutes. I after accepting this offer, 28 minutes later, I had it delivered. And the customer added a tip to this. So the payout on this actually ended up being 21.72. So that was a great order there at the start of lunchtime. So now this is going to be number 9. An $8 had a couple Taco Bells in a row. $8 uh, 6 mile, you might as well say Taco Bell. And the next one was $4, 5 miles. I'm no big deal. I'm just trying to get to that next, complete the next quest. Um, and that was number 10. So there you see, there's my second $30 at 12:52, and then the screenshot that now shows the two, and now I'm started on that next 30. I guess I don't know if there was a limit or not, or if you could just as many 5 trip bunches as you could do before midnight. I don't know if there was a limit. I was pretty confident I could do 3 of them, and maybe even 4, depending on how tired I was after the 15 deliveries. Okay, so we're at 113. Um, and so I did have some, I should mention, I did have some breaks through. You'll see some gaps in time on these screenshots. There was a couple times where I was home doing some other things in between orders. I might have like shut the app off or paused it a couple different times for various reasons. So I wasn't like that whole entire time logged in waiting for orders. I was doing some other stuff. So this golden china, um, went ahead and took this. I only not even 2 miles upside down, so I was okay with it. Um, and then like by this point, the last few orders of the to get to the 15, at this point I was starting to get kind of tired. I wasn't going to take anything going to downtown or out east. So I was okay with either going west or south. This one was going kind of like, west or kind of like northwest to Galloway. 1244, 12 and a half mile. And again, with the nice thing about Uber not having zones is I figure I could drop this off and maybe get an order out in that area. And that's exactly what happened. So I dropped that off. And then I was coming back to, the little Georgesville Road area is only about a mile from that customer. So I was passing along Georgesville Road when I get this McDonald's, $6 McDonald's, picking up right where I was at and coming back to zone. So I got some, I didn't just deadhead back to my zone. I got this, 634 on my drive back. So that worked out pretty good. That was order number 13. and then another just little $4 5 mile McDonald's. Now I'm just trying to get to the 15 orders. And then the last one at 456, so a 674 Dairy Queen, um, and not even 3 miles. So I picked that up, deliver, completed it, done, and that was 15 orders. Again, I made sure to decline any shopping orders that I got, unless it was going to be like a shopping order that I couldn't refuse. But they none of them were like that. So every shopping order decline, 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 because I knew that only restaurant orders counted towards these quests. And there you see it right there. There's the 3 quests completed, $90 on top of all those whatever I made on the 15 deliveries. So it amounted to $214.71 was the total, and I drove 148 miles. So pretty good. If you take the $90 quest bonuses away from that, then it was a crappy day. Then I would have made 124.71 and all that time, and like I said, driven the 148 miles. So that would have been like a not a good day. Um, but I and if Uber does this again, I'll probably, especially on the weekends, or like I don't know, like a Friday evening or something, and they do something along these lines again, then I'll do this instead of DoorDash. But otherwise, Uber is just going to be like for when I'm not getting in on anything on DoorDash, and it's just kind of like I'm using it for a filler. Um, like today, for instance, the day I'm recording this is April 7th, the day after this. And today I made about half of my money on DoorDash, half on Uber. Did roughly $50 on each one today. Um, so there you go. But anyway, that's all for this video, and completing the 3 quests in one day. Pretty cool. And uh, again, thanks guys for watching. As always, be sure to drive safe out there, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks again.